Hi guys, welcome to my mobile learning unit. This mobile learning unit is going to be on energy. In this lesson, you guys will learn what is energy, where does it come from, how we use energy, and how the earth uses energy. So let's begin. So you're going to go into the classroom and you're going to click under classwork. I have labeled the sections for you guys, so it should be pretty simple to navigate or to kind of go through it. Start here is where you're going to start. You're going to click on this little tab here and you're going to watch this video. That's the first step. So this video is like a fun and interesting way for you guys to kind of get a preview of what is going to be in the lesson. So I hope you guys enjoy it. But while you're watching it, I want you to think of the essential question, which is what is energy and where does it come from? So while you think of that, you're going to go ahead and click on this Fact Finder tab, and it pulls up this graphic organizer that I've created for you guys. So you're going to watch the video, and I want you to find me 4 facts that the video states. And then I want you to take these facts and then create a main idea. What do you think is the purpose of this video? What was this character trying to convey? What were they trying to let you know? What is the main purpose of this video? So then we're going to go ahead, close that. Second step is this energy tab. You're going to click on here, and I've created these slides. This is basically our unit breaking down, where I explain to you what energy is. And as soon as it loads, we can go ahead and do that. I want to go ahead and just show you guys. So perfect. Bear with me while it loads. Here it goes. Oh, we skipped a couple. Start at the end. So energy, that's our unit, right? What is energy and where does it come from? So energy is the ability to work or cause change on an object. Now, I know that sounds kind of funny. Like, what does cause change on an object? Well, cause change on an object means that you're taking something that couldn't necessarily create this energy on their own. So the example that I give you is that a ball, if we climbed up some stairs and dropped a ball from the top stair down, we've now taken that potential energy that's in that ball and created it kinetically. We've created force. We have changed this object to produce energy. Now, our main source of energy comes from the sun. Light and heat are forms of energy. So the sun is very hot. The sun has heat rays that get absorbed by the earth and by things on the earth, like people and plants. And that heat ray, or rather, I'm sorry, the heat ray gets absorbed into us or plants or the earth, and our bodies and other living organisms transform it into energy. So so energy also comes from movement or work. So for example, when we ride a bicycle or we're walking, we're creating energy. When an object does work, it transfers its energy onto another object. So us riding a bike, we are transferring our energy to that bike to make it go. There are 2 types of energy, and I kind of already gave you a preview of that, which is kinetic and potential. So here's a diagram showing how the earth kind of absorbs and reflects the sun and uses it. And it gives us a breakdown about how much our earth depends on the sun. So it says about 50% of the sun's energy is absorbed by the earth's surface. That's a lot. Here's another one on how the heat rays that are transferred into energy. So like, again, we absorb 50%, but then 20% of radiation absorbed by the atmosphere and clouds. So not only does our earth, like the ground and the plants, absorb this energy, but our atmosphere, like the air around us and the clouds, that they also absorb that radiation. 20% gets reflected back off into space. So here's kinetic versus potential energy. So kinetic energy of an object is the energy it possesses due to its motion. So us dropping it, that's potential energy transforming into kinetic energy. Potential energy is the energy that is held by an object because of its position relative to other objects. So us holding this ball, I know this is kind of like a fancy way of saying this, but what it means is holding this ball up high gives it more potential energy than if it were to be sitting at this girl's feet, because it's higher and it has more time to build that kinetic energy. So, how plants use sunlight for energy? Well, guess what? I have another fun video for us to watch. So I want you guys to watch this video. Same character, he's going to help us out through this as well. And then when we go back, it's just basically going to review what the video said. So I want you guys to watch the video on your own, and then we can proceed with the slides. So plants get energy from the sun through a process called photosynthesis. The video will explain that. Sunlight gets absorbed from the leaves of the plant through chloroplasts. Now, I'm going to give you guys a lot of this information, like a lot of the technical terms. We'll definitely go over that more in depth later. But the main idea here is I really want you to get how plants use this energy from the sun. And I don't really want you to focus on the terms per se. So sunlight gets absorbed through these chloroplasts and are stored as glucose, fancy word for sugar. And then that plant uses that sugar later as energy. The plant then releases oxygen into the atmosphere. We all know that oxygen is very important for us to live. Energy can transform from one type of energy to another, but it can never be destroyed or created. So now this is a very important term, right? We need to make sure that we're noting this down and we remember this because it might be on a test later. Energy can transform from one type of energy to another, but it can never be destroyed or created, which basically means we can't just make energy in a lab somewhere without using one of these other things, without using an object, creating some kind of force. You can't just like make it like you make cookies. It also can't be destroyed. It has to go somewhere. You think if you just stop running that you've destroyed that energy. Well, that's not true. You've transferred that energy onto something else, and now you're using it in your body or it's getting absorbed around you. So it can't ever be destroyed. And that does it for our slides. Now we're going to go ahead and close this tab, and then you'll see down here under question. So go ahead and close this tab. Sorry, my bad, I didn't close it. So under question, we're going to click on our question here. And I want you guys to answer this. Remember that we're using our complete sentence model. So our sentences begin with a capital letter and end with a punctuation. I want you to make sure that you are writing at least 4 sentences for this answer. So I want a paragraph, okay? 4 to 5 sentences, but I put right here the minimum is 4 sentences in length. So let's go ahead and view this question. It says, how is sunlight used? How is sunlight used as energy? What is the difference between kinetic energy and potential energy? If you need help to go review, I have the slides available for you. You can also review those videos that we went over. And also you should have some of that information in your graphic organizer. So it should just be as easy as clicking over to that graphic organizer tab. After you've answered that question, I have a fun review game for you guys. So go ahead and click on this review tab. And I want you to click on this link. This is a game that I found online, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. I'm not going to preview it here because I want you to be surprised and I want you to go through it, and I want you to actually work through the whole thing. Don't worry, there'll be a little quiz at the end. That's not what you're being graded on. I want you to do it just to kind of give you some background information, or just to kind of test the information that you've received from the game. But that's not what's going to be recorded on. But I want to see that you've actually gone through and done all of the exercises on that link. But this is where you're going to actually be tested on the information. So here's your quiz. You guys are going to do this at the end. Click on the quiz I've created for you guys and then submit that. It should allow you to submit it twice. So if you didn't like the score that you got the first time, don't worry. You can go back, review your answers, and then try again, and even maybe review your notes too. Um, don't forget, guys, that this quiz, even though I know kind of quizzes might be scary, it's just to test your knowledge, and you can try it again, okay? So don't be too stressed out about it. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. But overall, that is your mobile learning unit for energy. All right, guys, enjoy.